Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, David M. coming at you here with another video. Very excited today to show a couple of vintage pickups, but I'm going to parlay that into a video response from a good buddy James at Elite Hunters entitled Saul, This Is Why I Collect Vintage. Now, James wanted us to show just a few cards. He didn't want a long video, he wanted it to be short, but talk about why it is that we collect vintage. All right, so I'm going to do that, but the first thing I'm going to do is show my couple of vintage pickups, both vintage hockey. I don't have a huge vintage hockey collection at all, just a few cards from the 60s and 70s, but, and shout out to Terry, TJ Mac Vintage Cards, who always shows just some killer 50s vintage hockey. Well, I finally got a couple myself, and it started off with this beautiful 54 Parkhurst. Now, both of these are Doug Harvey, one of the all-time great players. If you read about him, it's just, he revolutionized the game for defensemen, typically noted as the second best defenseman probably of all time. But anyway, these cool art cards from that set, and there's plenty more from this set, but that's a really cool one. I was just happy to get a Hall of Famer on there. And this card, again, and this is the back, I think this card was, I don't know, 15 bucks, something like that. I mean, you can't beat that, right? Awesome. And then had to pick up just this Doug Harvey from the 54 Parkhurst set. Look at how beautiful that set is. That design is incredible. I mean, that's the one real cool thing about vintage hockey from the 50s is just the sets are so beautiful. Really cool design there. You know, this one's a 3.5. There's a little staining here and there, whatever, but that's perfectly fine with me. I just was thrilled to add this card of one of the all-time greats in the game. Again, revolutionized the game. Read up on him. It's great stuff. Now, I also have in the background this 48 Leaf Jack Johnson, which I haven't shown in a while, but I brought it out to highlight my first point about why I collect vintage. Just look how beautiful it is. I mean, look at this Jack Johnson, right? This is a 1, and I could care less. Look at how the colors pop. Yeah, there's a crease here and there, whatever, but to me, that just adds character, man, because here's the thing. These are gorgeous cards, and they have been on a journey, right? You know, I mean, this 48 Leaf is, what, 76 years old now? Think of the journey it's been on. Think of the journey these cards have been on. You know, that to me is one of the, apart from their looks, right? So I showed this, and when we talk about looks, you know, some people saw that I pulled this last time, great, and I love Allure, and it's a beautiful set, and I would love to build this set, right? But to me, these speak to me a lot more than cards like these. Just because, again, the history of it. The history of these cards, I enjoy history, especially as I've gotten much older. You know, so obviously, case in point, my last video, I showed all those T206, you know, the World Series winning team of the Cubs from 1907 and 1908. And clearly I was not alive then. Hell, my grandparents weren't even alive then. And I can watch all the documentaries in the world, read all about it, and blah, 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 blah. But to actually hold the cards, holding a tangible piece of that era, to me, that just connects me way more. It's just, I can hold one of those cards and imagine being at the ballpark watching those guys, right? Decked out in a full suit in the middle of the summer, smoking a cigar, you know, wearing a hat that cost a month's salary and then throwing it up in the air in celebration and losing it for some, you know, that to me is what those cards do, right? And so it's just putting me there in that moment. You know, here's a few more examples. Look at this beauty. And shout out to the Cincinnati kid here. I told him I'd show this because a few videos ago he showed an awesome Pafko pickup. But this Andy Pafko, I mean, again, from 1949, and look how just beautiful and vibrant these colors are, right? I mean, I love that. And, you know, and dirt cheap stuff. Again, look at this one. Haven't shown this one in a very long time. The 50 Yogi Berra. I mean, look at that. Come on now. This is why I love vintage. The 40 play ball. Grover Cleveland Alexander. I know this is cheating a little because obviously way past his playing days, but he was still alive then. You know, again, the 1940s. You know, maybe my granddad owned that card, you know. Skip ahead. Let's jump ahead a little bit because I don't want to show too many cards. We're going to keep it short. Again, talking about the beauty. So look at this Thurman Munson. You know, everybody talks about the 71, and it is a beauty. But I love this one, the 73, that bokeh effect that Terry told us about a long time ago. Just such a great, sorry for the glare, great image on a ball card, right? And then even juxtapose that, right? Because not all vintage is beautiful, just like not all modern is beautiful. We know this. So let's look from the same set. I still love this because this puts me in, I can envision myself there, right? This is a snapshot of the 70s. You got these guys in spring training on some crap dirt lot outside of a middle school. You know, there's a plaza behind them with probably a coin laundry and an arcade and a off-track betting place. You know, you've got, look at these cars. That's great. You've got someone, I can promise you, in this car right now while watching the game, probably just left the off-track betting place or is about to go to the off-track betting place, smoking a pack of Luckies, maybe having a Schlitz in the middle of the afternoon, little dust in a baggie. I mean, who knows? But that is just, there's something about it, right? It transports you to that. You can almost time travel with vintage cards. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say, and I'm not very good at expressing myself, but it's the time travel aspect of vintage that I love about it. You can transport instantly while holding these beauties and kind of put yourself there in a way you couldn't in any other way. So anyway, I'll stop rambling. I'll stop there. I hope everyone is doing well, and I will catch you next time.